I'm Greg Jarboe with the SES Conference Expo channels. I'm here with Mike Grehan, who's got the longest title in the world.
Well, go on, attempt. At least attempt it.
He's the Vice President of Content for Search Engine, Watch Search Engine Strategies, ClickZ, and various and sundry small nations.
That's pretty close, actually. Yeah, that's why I get to wear the General's badge.
Wow, those are more. You got more ribbons than I got.
Exactly. Apparently, if I get one more, I qualify as the dictator of a small South American country.
Very impressive.
Came with the job.
So, Mike, one of the things that you did at SES Chicago 2009 that I think blew a lot of people away was 85% of the sessions were absolutely brand new.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, the show's evolving, so we've got this great advisory board now, so I reached out and asked them, what do you think we should be including in the show that wasn't there before? The industry is changing. There's a lot more talk about, real-time search and augmented reality and all of those kind of things.
So can you give us a little preview then of what we might see at, let's just say SES London?
Well, I guess one of the great things about the Chicago show is it's not about looking backwards. It's not about looking back at what happened in 2009. It's more about looking at trends and things that might be happening in the coming year in 2010. So we can kind of use Chicago as a showcase to bring in some of this newer stuff and try some sessions and see how they work and see if we can transfer them on. So I guess the the real-time search that people are talking about now, that was quite timely because the day that we did that session, Google rolled out real-time search.
Did you arrange that?
Well, no, actually, I had nothing to do with it whatsoever. But it was a great coincidence, So I think some of those newer sessions that we've tried will, get the feedback from the audience, and some of them will go forward into London and New York, and some of them probably won't.
Well, then I would say the key takeaway for search engine marketers is if you already thought you knew everything, it's time to go back and sort of check in again because it's all changed.
I think you and I have talked about this before. I think for the past 10 years, the past decade, we've been used to the whole idea of going to a search engine, Google or whichever search engine, you put in 3 keywords and you satisfy a short-term information need. If you're a supporter of the New York Yankees, it's what's the score, and then come back.
Who is a supporter of the New York Yankees?
Yeah, the Red Sox is what I meant, actually. Sorry, I forgot. So you put in these keywords, and then you go back, and then you do it again, and then you want to know, did they buy a new player, and have they got a new stadium? And then you reach a point where you think to yourself, if I really like this stuff and I need this stuff, why do I have to ask? Why don't you just give it to me? So I think moving forward, we're going to start and talk a lot more about satisfying a long-term information need, and that's why that real-time data is going to be really important, So when you say, do I have to come back and reevaluate? I think whatever it is that you're doing now with good old-fashioned SEO and it's working, carry on doing it, but be aware of the fact that the industry is changing and evolving.
And you also seem to be changing the format of some of the sessions as well as the content.
The keynotes are pretty much, thought leaders coming in and setting us up for the day. So we have these individual keynotes in the morning. I changed the way that we do the introductions slightly because one of the things that I realized is every time we bring a keynoter in, I'll get somebody who's a speaker or somebody in the industry who says, I've followed this guy forever, I know all of his work, can I get to meet him, talk to him? And I just thought, well, why don't you introduce him, if you know that much about the guy? So we have these, people who are fairly high profile in the industry introducing the keynoters. But the other thing that I realized, we kind of dropped them for a while. We do these sort of power panels in the afternoon where you've got a great discussion going, and they've been really popular. So again, we're bringing those back and again, doing state of the industry or getting deep in the weeds with whether it's paid search, whether it's analytics or SEO. And also trying to it's more about being interactive, having the audience be a lot more involved. If you have a panel and you've got 5 people on there or 6 people and they each get up and speak for 5 minutes and then there's no time for Q&A and the audience leaves the room and they're going, somebody said something but I don't know who it was and what was it that he said, those kind of things. So keeping the panels down to about 3, maximum 4 people, and then a lot more time for Q&A and being really interactive with the audience.
So there you have it, a preview of things to come in 2010 from Mike Grehan, who has the world's longest title